Very cool shoes. So I'm hugely enthusiastic about the about so many aspects of this film, but I love the. I was saying to the tech guys that I love the moving fox hair.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, intrinsic to the whole, But it's really. I just love that you didn't CG and clean that up. It was just lovely. So
yeah. Well, that was part of the thing I wanted to do was I didn't want to just do stop motion. I wanted to do stop motion with fur. That's something that I've always loved, and those Bass Rankin TV, the Christmas specials and those things that were stop motion, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Those they have a certain amount of that where you can kind of see the technique,
right?
And it's kind of magical.
I think we all have associated with King Kong first and foremost.
Yeah.
The bear skin moving to.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Harry Harrison. Yeah.
I'm also hugely enthused about your being open to the randomness of life when you were recording outside. The story of the plane. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, yeah. In fact, we were recording. One scene we were recording, there was a boat that went by in the background during our best take. And because we recorded outdoors, we recorded on a farm, and we recorded some of it in Italy and some of it in lots of different places. We recorded Michael Gambon on the set of a BBC Emma. I think it was a Jane Austen. I think it was Emma. Some of his performance was there. So yeah, it was open to a lot of different influences. But at one point, a boat went by near where we were recording, and in the movie we just added an airplane that flies through the shot, and worked out fine. I think it was better with the airplane than without. So a flaw in the recording gave us a new idea.
Now, if I were being hired by Wes Anderson to work with him, I would have a very clear idea before we had even talked about the particulars that I was going to be working with a guy with a very specific personality-related, stylistically-related thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get from you, what is the best way to expand upon and understand the slight griping in that Chris Lee piece? Could you augment and sort of explain what that? Because I didn't understand how anybody could say, well, when you're going to do a film somebody's way, you're obviously going to be adhering to a very particular thing, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah. So, that one's the word that I think was that gives one pause is sociopath. That was the unexpected one to me. But in fact, to give you context for it, that's Tristan, our director of photography.
Right.
Well, I've worked with I have another director of photography I worked with for many years. There are moments in production where he would not, even though we've worked together over and over again, there are certainly moments where I think he would have unkind words to say about me, because movies are hard to make, and sometimes you're making people do things that are the last thing they want to do and the last way they want to do it. And with this movie, there are a lot of things that people who work in stop motion are used to solving digitally, and I wouldn't do it. And
so surely you had made that clear, and he understood that.
Yeah,
from the get-go, right?
But that was right in the middle of production. The thing is, what happened is after that. And Tristan said a bunch of stuff that is a bit outrageous for somebody to say about their boss while they are working for them. I mean, I didn't know the details of it at the time, but I knew some of it. And he was obviously a bit mortified because he spoke completely out of turn. But our relationship got much better after that.
Okay.
So by the time the piece comes out, it's a bit of a drag because it's upsetting to me, and it puts a wrinkle in a relationship that we've smoothed out, and Tristan and I have talked about working together again.
So it's several months old, is what you're saying, and it only just came out 3 days ago, but it has no relation to the present.
No, I think Tristan was interviewed in April. In June, the reporter called me, and I spoke to him, and when I spoke to him, I then called Tristan and said, "Here's what he's saying you said," and Tristan was like, "No, he's misquoting me," and Tristan wrote me a letter explaining.
Okay.
But then the article came out later, and so it's not. It's bad to have that be something that to be one of the first things that somebody's reading about the movie, because it's the director of photography. It's not it's the director of photography talking about how hard it was.
Right.
That's a bit like somebody griping about their job. It's not that important to the movie, and it's one of the first things. But in fact, Tristan and I are fine, and it's not a big thing. So.
By the way, there's a guy who took us around the tour, and this will be my last question, who's wearing my idea of a Wes Anderson suit, which is the slightly higher cuffs and so on.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh no, he didn't devise that." And isn't that true? Or aren't you known for the guy who came up with that aesthetic in men's?
I don't know.
Well, that was my understanding.
I probably get some occasionally. Someone might credit me with that, but
okay. Have you moved on? Are you still following that style?
Well, I don't know. These definitely touch the shoes.
Okay, man. I'm sorry it's so.